Hello, grade 7s. Hi, hello. We're up to, I think, this is number 3, 4, I don't remember. We've got a little play along for you. I think I said last time we were going to look at the good life, and then we were going to look at like some other stuff. But you know what? I've decided I'm not going to do that. We're just going to skip that because it's basically all the same level of stuff you did at the end of grade 6. So we're not going to worry about that. You've done harder stuff in our band class anyways. So we're going to do our full warm-up. I'm going to try and stand a little further away from the mic today so I don't spike it for you guys and blow your ears up. And then we're going to pick up from where we left off and then move on to page 22. So we're going to move into some unknown territory today for you guys. So we're going to start on page 40 in the book. And we're going to start with our concert B-flat major scale. But I'm actually going to challenge you a little harder though today. I want you actually to flip over to page 43 instead, actually. And on the top of page 43, we have the concert B-flat major scale arpeggios and thirds. Okay, so it's the exact same exercise except we do a scale in thirds afterwards, right? Obviously not that fast. Okay. And I want you to try and play along. Okay, make sure you have a nice big full sound. From the top. And 1, 2, 3. So if you're not familiar with your fingerings, working on that one's going to help it out real quick. Okay. Now, it's really important that we learn our chromatic fingerings. The chromatic fingerings are all the little half steps between everything, okay? Now, I'm going to do the chromatic scale, which is at the bottom of this page, number 5 on 43, page 43, I mean. And this has every finger between the low concert B flat up to the high concert B flat, right? So if you don't know all the fingerings, take a few moments to actually look it up, write them in, and if you don't know, look at your fingering chart in your book, or, so you're watching this on the internet, just go to a browser and just type trumpet fingering chart, or clarinet fingering chart, and find the fingering chart that actually can show you the actual fingerings for your instrument. Make sure you know what they are, and if you can't do the whole scale, maybe just pick like the 4th or 5th note, right? And play from the bottom up to that one, and then back down again. Kind of just play backwards, right? Like. Get used to kind of going through every single note on your instrument as we go. And eventually work your way up to the full octave, yeah? So. If you can't do this at the full speed that I am, then take your time and do it at whatever speed you need to on your own. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's really important that you learn how to play all your chromatic fingerings, especially if you're thinking about joining jazz band, because we got to do all kinds of weird runs and chromatic things, and you got to know all of them. You can't just know like the 8 notes of the B-flat scale. You need more than that. Okay? So, we're going to rewind back to where we left off. I hope you guys did take the time to do number 73 for each of your instruments because it's really helpful. And we're going to actually just move along. We're going to jump because you guys have done March Across the Seas, the Banana Boat Song, All Water, All That Music, all that. I might actually just, for giggles, I might actually record some videos and put them on this channel of me playing every instrument in one big video so that my grade 6s can actually play along. And you're welcome to watch those videos when I'm done and try and play along. We are going to jump over to page 22. And we're going to look at number 74. And now that's called, it's in German, it's Werdemunter, right, which it's a duet, it's German. We have hairpin dynamics, okay? So this is a gradual crescendo that gets louder, right? And then we have the decrescendo, so it gets gradually quieter. So in this case, we have mezzo piano up to forte and then back down to mezzo piano. So we have to make sure that we continually crescendo that whole way and then decrescendo all the way back down. And we have to make sure that when we decrescendo at the very end, that it gets to the quietest point in the piece, because the piano is the quietest dynamic we have. Okay? So I'm going to play the A part first, and then I'll do it again and I'll play the B part, and you're welcome to play either one you want when you play with me. I suppose I should put this on the right setting. Work. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. So that was the A part, now I'm going to do the B part. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You're getting a really fluffy sound today. Okay. So we're going to move on to a French folk song, number 75, Fais Dodo. So now we've got a lower note, okay? We've got trumpets and clarinets have a low B flat, right? Now that's, for trumpets, it's the same fingering as the high one, right? Which is first valve. So high B flat, 1, low B flat, 1. Okay? If you ever don't know the fingering, if you know it in a different octave, good guess, probably the same fingering. Sometimes it's not, but usually, if you don't, in a pinch, you can always fake it with the same fingering. But you should know all your fingerings, so learn them. I need to oil this. This is just ridiculous now. I can't even move my slide at all. It's a little better. Okay. So trumpets, make sure when we're doing this one that you are getting your third valve or slide out on all the Ds, all of them, okay? Making sure we have nice, clear, smooth sound, and the slurs are nice and lovely, okay? With the repeat. 75. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's a little low. Okay. Now, one of the big things I want to be doing with this whole play along thing is to get you guys sight reading, to get you guys used to reading more and just seeing new music and just picking up your instrument and just do it, right? Music is a language. The more you read, the better you get at it, because your brain gets better at processing that information. So we're going to do number 76, the Baroque March by Handel, George Friedrich Handel. You know, I love this book, but sometimes they write their incorrect things. They wrote here that he was an English composer. He was not an English composer. They say he was considered an English composer, though he was born in Germany. No, he was born and raised in Germany, and he spent the better part of his life in Germany. And then he moved to England because there weren't many other composers to compete with there. And you would know English wasn't his first language if you sang any of the pieces that he wrote for choir, because it sounds like somebody who didn't know how to speak English well wrote it. Anyways, so we have a pickup for this one. Blah. Okay, we have those nice big accents, okay? I give you a bar in 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. Now, I should have mentioned something when we started this. We have a pickup, yes, but then we have that last repeat. We have to do the pickup as part of that repeat, because that pickup note is, if you recall, that time is stolen from the last bar, right? So I should have mentioned that before. If you want, you can go back and try it again if that didn't work out for you. Now, I think we're going to skip number 77 because I think we're now actually at some group stuff. So we're going to just skip that one and we're going to move on to 78 here. So this one is literally just a tiny little study. It's literally just called Skill Builder. And it involves the hairpin dynamics. It has proper crescendo and decrescendo markings. It has slurs, breath marks, dynamic changes. There's a lot going on in this one. And it has an unfamiliar key signature, okay? So this one, if you're going to play this one right, you have to make sure you do literally everything. You have to do all the dynamics properly, all the accents, etc. So, be picky. Be picky with yourself. Okay? One, two, 1, 2, 3. Now, I could do that again. I could probably do that better. And I think I could. the big thing I noticed that I messed up is I slurred to the last note, even though I should have tongued it. I'm going to do it one more time, just for myself. 1, 2, 3. See, I could even do better, right? And the last one we're going to look at is number 79, which is different for all of you, okay? So for trumpets, for example, yours says, play this exercise on your mouthpiece. I would recommend trying playing it really slow once. I'm going to play it as written. And then try to do it on your mouthpiece. I actually messed up the third bar. If you're really crazy, you try it on your mouthpiece. You obviously shouldn't try and do that with a metronome. That's really difficult. But if you can do it on your mouthpiece, you can do it on the horn. Because it's a lot harder to do on your mouthpiece. And clarinets for you guys and gals. Yours is talking about your low register notes, right? And there's an alternate fingering for your B, right? And it talks about that. And so actually, I want to, on that note, so clarinets and flutes and saxophones, pretty much all woodwinds. There's a lot of cases where you have to do a fast run on your instrument. You have to go from one note up to another one or whatnot, and you have to pass over certain others. And sometimes it doesn't make sense for you to use the normal fingering. That's why we have alternates, right? And it's important that we know all the alternate fingerings, because sometimes you'll see a run and you'll go, that's literally impossible. There's no possible way for me to actually do that with my fingerings that fast. And you're right. That's because you need to use the alternate fingering. There's almost all notes on the woodwinds have at least one alternate fingering. In some cases they don't, but you should try to be familiar with as many as possible. So make sure to take a few minutes to check out number 79 for you, because those are really important things for you to pick up, okay? And yeah. So we'll leave it there for today, and we'll keep moving on next time. And I'm sure some of these are actually starting to get a little bit tough for some of you. I know that. I know a few of you are going like, I'm not getting it. Got lots of free time now, so get out your instrument, play. Miss you guys, and I will see you on Thursday. No, Friday. Later.